I could come out the gate acting like a fool, but I'm not. It says, let a man be slow to anger, quick to respond. I myself don't have to worry about getting angry because I serve Elohim. I don't have to worry about getting bent out of shape because El Elion has me protected. I ain't got to worry about whether or not things gonna work out because El Rodi, El Shaddai, Yahweh Adonai has me protected. Yahweh Jireh, Yahweh Rapha, Yahweh Nisa, Yahweh Makodeshim, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Sobav, Yahweh Ra, Yahweh Tekishnu. I don't have to worry about any of those things. Because I know that when I say the Most High, the only person that has to ask me who I'm talking about is somebody who's not a child of. So tonight, I'm starting off real laid back right here on Facts Over Feelings. I'm Grandmaster Jay, and I'm here with y'all tonight because it's teaching time. It's teaching time. We haven't taught in a while. We've been so preoccupied with what's going on in the world that we haven't taught in a while. So to all of my original students, before we got all of these spectators, we want to spend some time rightly deciphering the ancient texts and how they are applicable to what's going on right now today. Not just going to talk about something that happened long time ago that you can't relate to. We're talking about things that are happening right now and how what was written actually shows you that what's happening right now was supposed to happen and you're supposed to go through it just like I'm supposed to go through it. And when we all come out on the end, we'll find ourselves understanding a little more, not only about what's happening, but who it's happening to and who's doing the things that are happening. Can I talk to y'all for just a little bit? Gonna spend some time with you tonight. I haven't had a time to sit with you and teach in a while because we've been out in the trenches. We've been out in the battlefield. We've been out making our point felt. We've been making our presence felt on the world. And we've made our presence felt so hard that the world is in turmoil all over again. So it's a good thing when we sit and I just teach. And my students who understand what we teach understands the primary text that we'll be working out of tonight is the first book of Enoch with Yahweh's name restored. If you got your copy, go grab it. I encourage you to take notes. If you didn't come here for this, if you came here for mess, the exits are clearly marked. But we're going to hang out right here and we're going to elevate our minds just a little bit, get more in harmony through our melanin with the Most High. I had somebody actually have the audacity. They had the boldness to ask me, what do you mean when you say the Most High? And I had to look at them and I said, I was about to entertain that question. But if you have to ask that question, I have to ask you this question. Who is your daddy? Because only his children hear his voice. Y'all ain't talking back to me yet. Y'all ain't talking. We got some things to deal with. Got some things to deal with tonight right here. First of all, big shout out, big salute, big congratulations, big everything that's in the house to all of the newly sworn in members of the NFAC. I salute you. If they don't want to, I know I do because I love you because you got heart. I got to talk about my people. Can I brag on the NFAC for a minute? They mad at us. They mad at NFAC. Y'all showed out. Went down to Louisville, 3,500 strong. I'm talking about 3,500 strong, looking good, shut the whole city down. White people don't want to talk about that. Came down there, had the streets turned out. White people don't talk about that. Came down there, gave the city hope. We don't want to talk about that. Made the AG come on TV and confirm that, look, yeah, we had a good conversation, but bro, why you put me on the clock? Because like I saw somebody say earlier today, we took a clockless situation and turned it into a clocked situation. Now we are in a position where we might get some answers and Brianna will now have some justice. And I already let y'all know that's what our purpose was. All this other stuff was not our purpose. You got to walk in your purpose, stay in your lane, stay focused, no matter what you're doing in life. Y'all with me? Let's walk. So I have to lift all those people up because of the simple fact that you made history again. And a revelation was given to me by the Most High. I've been running around all this time thinking that the white people were scared. I mean, we're hating on us. I did. That's all they're hating on us. Every time they issued a threat that they never followed through on, they hating on us. Every time they came through and tried to make something apply to us that didn't apply to the other people that did the same thing, I thought they was hating on us. When they saw us walk through Stone Mountain where all them black people, black on black, I thought they was hating on us. When we went down to Louisville and they said that they was going to come out and it turned out to be 30 against 3,500 and they turned their ass around and went home, I thought they was hating on us. If I could be so kind as to let y'all know, we can stop the madness. They're not hating on us. They're not. It took me a while to figure it out. They're not hating on us because all of this stuff they're doing doesn't equal hate. It equals something else. They are terrified of us. We are walking manifestation of J. Edgar Hoover's worst nightmare. We have become that which he said, if it ever came, there'd be no stopping it. It's contagious. And if it catches on, you gonna see these people who've been walking around downtrodden, lost hope, done gave up, never gonna happen again, think it ain't gonna happen. Can I talk to y'all? Ain't never gonna happen in your lifetime. And it started happening all over again. So you gotta be careful when you start talking about you want to bring the past back. You got to be careful when you tell somebody, let's want to make America great again. Okay, you want to roll it back to the 60s. Don't get what we call sociological amnesia. And all of a sudden you forgot that at that time, the black man had just gotten out of Jim Crow. He was sick of the bullshit and he wasn't having it no more. And that's why they started fighting back against y'all with Jim Crow. And that's how they ended up with the civil rights movement. You rolled it back to make America great again. You rolled the black people back to making America great again too. The ones that walked in the 60s, the same ones that think like Malcolm, think like Martin, think like Medgar. You brought that back. We didn't bring it back. Somebody asked me the other day, how can you stand there? And when you said all lives matter, you dumb fuckers. When I said it back then, it wasn't like it was right now. And it had nothing to do with skin color. It had to do with the fact that 9 people was worshiping and got killed in a goddamn church. It had nothing to do with skin color. It wasn't the police that killed them people. It was a white person that killed them people. But I stood there and let on that day, since I believed in the Most High, it was all of us. And you silly motherfuckers still coming up in my face without realizing, guess what changed? They rolled the clock back. And if you still walking around in 2020 thinking, oh, it's 2020. No, motherfucker, it's 1966. And y'all still asleep. But not all of us. Some of us, we got tired of being asleep. Some of us, even against the wishes of our own families, even arguing with our other half, even breaking up relationships because you rather do what's right for your people, have done those things because it was more important to you to stand for your people. You had seen enough. Y'all know I'm not lying. Don't you sit there like you don't know what I'm talking about. You have seen enough. The problem is nobody did nothing about it. Everybody on the bench hot. Everybody bouncing, look inside, arms folded, sucking 18. But ain't nobody come off the bench. Y'all took it back, so we took it back. So I salute all the new members of the NFAC, especially the ones in Louisville. I'd like to also congratulate the beginning of the new chapter of the NFAC in Louisville. If you're in Louisville, you need to reach out to my man, LeBron Mache. He's the one that'll hook you up and get you down the road to the new chapter. We're going to be doing some things down there. Also, I want to send a big shout out and a big acknowledgement to General Taco of the Black Riders, the California Black Riders, who will be helping us to negotiate a truce between the gangs in Louisville so that we can put an end to that right now. See, y'all thought we were just going in to wave guns around. No, when we come in and we stay in to get things the way they supposed to be so you can take care of yourself, so you can police your own neighborhoods, so you can defend yourself and carry a weapon legally. So you know all of these things. Y'all keep on letting them try to shit on something good when it happened to you. And then all of a sudden you're going to be sitting around wondering why. There is no more whys. We ain't doing that no more. But I like to congratulate them on that. We're going to make that happen. And to all the folks down there that's been asking about that other situation, clock ticking. But before we go on with that, why is that so important? Why is it that all this uproar, us having to go down there because it was a black girl, what was the real crux of the issue? Because when we got down there in the South, as I'm going to teach y'all tonight, it was deeper than the death of this queen. It was something that was so profound that when you peel back the layers and you saw what it was, it looked so familiar to you that you said, well, what do we have here? My old friend, slavery descendant sociology. So let's travel a little bit through the South and let me show you what's really going on. You see, I think I want to start by letting you know that this whole legacy of slavery that they don't talk about no more, or they gloss over it in textbooks if you go to the indoctrination centers, that's what you call a school. But when they go into these places, they want to indoctrinate you to be a productive member of society. So they have to give you a diet of knowledge that's digestible to you, that doesn't make you throw up or ask a question why. Especially when you look in the mirror and you go, they talking about me. Now, why would they do that? Well, the question is really, why wouldn't they do that? I keep telling y'all, the only thing that's changed in the last 100 or so years is technology, not us. The people are still the same. How many of y'all are familiar with Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas? He described slavery as a necessary evil. Then this guy has introduced a bill, a law into existence so that any school that's teaching what they call the 1619 project. And if you don't know what happened in the year 1619, then you don't know your history. They want this, that anybody that teaches that, they're going to lose their funding. Y'all ain't hearing me. The government is telling you, you can't teach about slavery. If you do, we're going to take your money. What kind of racist shit is this? See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The fight is not in the street. The fight is in the offices where they make the laws. The fight is not out here with us. The fight is those men right there that's writing pieces of paper that's going to affect what they don't want you. Why you think they don't want you to know your history? Y'all ain't listening. Listen to me real close. He trying to pass this bill. So you know me, I had to go and get a copy of the bill because that's what we do. So when I went and got a copy of this bill so that I could take a look at it, I started to read the bill. And what really tripped me out is when I got down to the part of the bill that said the following. And this is quoting from the bill. As a matter of fact, let me scroll back up so I can give you the bill number in case you want to go look it up for yourself. In the 116th Congress, second session, to prohibit federal funds from being made available to teach the 1619 project curriculum in elementary and secondary schools for other purposes in the Senate of the United States, to prohibit federal funds from being made available to teach the 1619. They have written this thing like over and over again. Listen to where this goes, people. Be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in the Congress assembled, Section 1, short title. This act may be cited as the Saving American History Act of 2020. Saving American History Act. They are passing a law so you can't change the lies that they've told you. Y'all want to fight against me? You better fight against the enemy that's about to erase your ass. So I started reading the bill because I know a lot of y'all hate to do that reading and stuff, but let me help you out. Listen to the audacity of what is being proposed into law to affect you black folks. 1. The true date of America's founding is July 4th, 1776. The day of Declaration of Independence was adopted by the Second Continental Congress. 2. The self-evident truths set forth by the Declaration are the fundamental principles upon which America is founded. 3. An activist movement is now gaining momentum. Stop. An activist movement is now gaining momentum. They're attacking your right to protest and have freedom of speech and assembly. Don't y'all see how crazy this shit is? But y'all don't know nothing about this. Y'all too busy sitting around worrying about stupid shit. About shit that happened 5 years ago, or whether or not somebody dropped their weapon and some shit like y'all got y'all mind on the wrong damn thing. Goes on to say, an activist movement is now gaining momentum to deny or obfuscate this history by claiming that America was not founded on the ideals of the Declaration, but rather on slavery and oppression. Where's the lie? I'm just asking. I mean, I'm neutral in the case right now while I'm listening. Where's the lie? Listen what they said. It wants you to believe what's written in the ideals of the Declaration, and not that this country was founded on slavery and oppression. First of all, let me help you out if you missed my whole class on this last time, 444 up there, y'all. Last time, here's what it said. Slavery is not a noun. It's not a thing. It's an action. You enslave somebody. The raping, the beatings, the mutilations, all of that, that's enslaving somebody. You're forcing them to do something. The penalty is pain, death, just being disrespected in every type of way as a human being. You're enslaving them. They're not giving any dignity. Just you're at the bottom of the barrel, under the barrel. It's a verb. And then they throw oppression on top of it. Well, damn it, if you already got me a slave, how do you oppress me? Well, that's when I stopped enslaving you, but I make you live fucked up. Okay, your house, not that good. Education, bullshit. Jobs, don't pay you nothing. Crime, everywhere. Drugs, all through your community. We don't care. Medical care, you ain't gonna live that long. You are being oppressed. You are not allowed to achieve the equal lifestyle of everybody else around you. You are kept down. They play this class system. Y'all not hearing me. They play this class system. First class, second class, third class, fourth class, no class. That's what they do to you. Can I teach in here for 2 minutes? This law, if passed, would make it illegal, or at least the school will go broke trying to teach you about your history, the little bit that they don't want you to know here. Damn what happened before that. If you went to a school and said, yo, man, can y'all teach me anything before 1619? No, you'd have to go down the hall and see the Egyptologists. Like all the fucking history in Africa came from Egypt. Get the fuck out of here. There's 56 countries in Africa. That's why when people tell me, do you like African food? Oh, yeah, sure I do. Well, which country? I'm impartial to Mozambique, in case y'all didn't know. But anyway, make a long story short, you got to understand they're trying to stop the truth. That's why, listen, y'all don't even realize the head game they playing on you. You know all those statues they taking down? Mm-hmm. You know all this stuff they want to get rid of because now all these names they want to change on streets and bridges. They're not doing it because they give a damn about you and and any type of sentiment toward us. They're doing it so they can erase what they've done. Because then it goes away because they know y'all got attention deficit. Y'all can remember this shit in 20, 30, 40 years. You can remember that there used to be a racist ass statue right there. You're never going to know that this street was named after somebody who was enslaved. You're not going to know that most of the colleges that you're paying top dollar to go to were founded on slaves. So they're erasing it right in front of y'all, helping their ass, pulling shit down. I'd be like, not yet. This is evidence. So they got this law on the books. If you don't know about it, you need to pick up your phone and call your congressman and say, listen, what's this about y'all trying to stop us from teaching our shit in school? What's this? It's called the Saving American History Act. Whose history are they saving? Because they damn sure are not. I don't know, y'all ain't never heard of this. This is some shit right here. Okay, I had to get that out the way first before we get a little deeper. Y'all know how we do on Facts Over Feelings. I got to get the small stuff out the way because if I don't, somebody gonna get lost and then they're gonna wonder why we got here. I got to set this for a reason because this racism thing, and that's what it is, it's a thing, only goes back to the founding of this country, the Portuguese slave trade. Okay, y'all have heard this quote before. Okay, stop me if you heard this one. It says, these methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this little list of differences and think about. On top of my list is age, but that's only because it starts with the second color is color. And then you know what they're doing? We put the old against the young and the light against the dark and the male against the female. You use the dark skinned slave versus the light skinned slaves and the light skinned slave versus the dark skinned slave. You must use the female versus the male. And the overseer must be the only person that they trust. And if necessary, the slaves got to trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust us. And if you use them effectively, they will continue to be self-perpetrating for the next 400 years. It's been about 400 years, right? Wrong. It's only been 240 some years that they enslaved us. You only been free 156. And you still don't think you living under that. Yeah, you are. I'll tell you how I know in a minute. See, that's why they don't want you to know your history. Because if you knew who you really was, you wouldn't be so petty. If you really knew the truth about everything that happened here to this place you was born into, you wouldn't be just walking around talking about why we can all get along, and they know that. That's why the appearance of some things such as NFAC, they're not hating it. It terrifies them. Not only does it terrify them, it terrifies a lot of you. And you just don't want to say it. This shit scares you to death. And you know it does. I heard somebody say, I want to get there too, but I don't think that's the way. What other motherfucking way is it? We done tried everything else. If there's something we missing, please, with your bright ass, this is a great time for you to put it out to the world. Because right now, y'all see where we at. This the only way we can get them to move? If we got to show up like this? Okay. So let it be written. So let it be done. And by the way, y'all really didn't think we was going to stop, did you? Y'all ready for another formation? Y'all thought we were going to let up, huh? Here we go again. Look here. Before the night is out, I told you this is facts over feelings. No more, no less. You late. They been here. You don't know what's happening. They graduated from the class already. Anybody who knows anything about this platform knows how we operate. You're the stranger. If I was you, I'd sit back and take note. By the way, everybody get prepared to throw their flags up. If you're a part of the NFAC, you know what that means. I'll give you the signal, and y'all know what that means, like the bat signal. Anyway, so there's this atmosphere of racism. Racism that perpetuates everything that's going on. Even that law that I just read, y'all, it drips with racism. But why does it do that? Don't you ever sometimes ask yourself, what makes a person act that way? Why can't they change? What is it they're so afraid of? I was reading something by Jonathan David Farley the other day, and he was talking about preventing the rise of a Messiah. You see, J. Edgar Hoover had two nightmares. And if y'all don't look at it, whether it's by accident or the stars lined up or the energies is right or whatever, it happened. And you're seeing their reaction. Just when they thought they could get as bold as they wanted to be. Just when they got comfortable again lynching us. Just when it was all right for them to grab one of our sisters and shake her and put her on the ground and put your elbow on it and just disrespect her. Just when it was all right to just outright shoot one of us in the back and then say, hey, we got to look at it. Just when you thought you could get away with chasing an innocent person down the street in a truck, jumping out the truck like y'all in the Wild Wild West and shoot him to death with a shotgun and then don't even get locked up for it, just when you thought you could run up in somebody's house that had done nothing wrong, shoot him down. Nobody have to pay for it. Just then, that moment in time, a group of black folks stepped up and said, hold up, just hold the fuck up. Y'all got carried away in the road. A lot of y'all didn't see that. Some of y'all still don't see it. But what you're missing is that J. Edgar Hoover didn't just say that his worst nightmare was black unity. Black unity is the gasoline. And it's gotten bigger and bigger, but it's not together, but it's gotten more full and more full and more full over the last 60 years. You know why? Because y'all cut the head off of the release valve. When you cut the head off and got rid of Martin Luther King, when you cut the head off and got rid of Malcolm X, when you cut the head off and got rid of all of the members of the Panthers, when you kept cutting the heads off of the brothers. Because he also said, prevent the rise of a black, male, charismatic individual that could energize the black nationalist movement. He said, because that would be the spark that would set off that whole thing of gasoline. He might not even survive the explosion, but it'll start it. And once it started, nothing can stop it. And y'all don't even see that it done happened. And they're terrified. Let me tell y'all how terrified they is. Before NFAC, you didn't hear no whole lot of threats from the KKK every day. Before NFAC, you didn't hear nobody talk about the militia was going to march on nobody and they had to come guard the police. The police don't need no guard. The police need to be reformed. Before that, you didn't hear none of that. Until brothers and sisters start stepping in the streets and pulling out firearms, they didn't give a fuck about what y'all thought. They made room for you to dance and sing in the street. Y'all out there holding hands talking about, we're off to see the wizard. That's bullshit. Meanwhile, things steadily going downhill real fast. Now come the fun part. He says in his article, he talks about the death of all of these great people, but it also talks about what was behind it. You understand what I'm saying? It talks about all these great deaths that happened in the 60s. And then they even said that according to some declassified FBI memos, shortly afterward, the FBI proposed having a system where they could find out what they were actually doing of this big database. He even said that, while the guns that killed Malcolm X were held by black hands, we now know that his bodyguard, the day he was shot, was an undercover police agent who later infiltrated the New York chapter of the Black Panther Party and charged many of its leaders with various crimes. The Panther 21. They got acquitted of all terrorism charges, but during their 2-year incarceration, the chapters fell apart. You see, that's the same strategy they're using on y'all today. And it's easier because the technology is there. You dumb move. You would sit there and read something, do no research on it, and then run and tell the next person. Then when you figure out the truth, by the time you try to go back and fix it, it's too late. The damage is done. And every time we start to move forward, every time we finally get our feet on the ground and start moving forward, it's our own people. So I began to question that thing. And I said, well, prevent the rise of a Messiah who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement. They said that Malcolm X might have been such a Messiah. They said that Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and even Elijah Muhammad all aspired to that position. They said that King could have been a real contender for that position should he abandon his supposed obedience to the white liberal doctrine of nonviolence. But according to another declassified memo, they said that they actually wanted to have informants to have written reports on people so that they could keep an eye on the black community. What made y'all think they stopped? What I'm saying to you is thus bold to say that some of the very people that's speaking out against the NFAC that have the audacity to call me an agent, let me let you know something. A paid informant is somebody that's paid. When have I ever collected a dime? Never. But look who's getting paid off of your history. Look who's attacking me for doing the right thing. Look at someone who's attacking someone who's unifying the black people, restoring hope to the black population, and teaching on the ancient writing. Who is hating on this person? You have to ask yourself, what's your motivation? Because if you really had a problem that serious, you could have just picked up the phone and called me. Everybody else has. But you go on this tirade like you on some type of, you justify, like who made you judge and jury? I mean, come on, bro. You used to be a pimp. Need I say more? And then you got the nerve to try to represent for sisters? Oh, but you want me to think you've changed, that you've evolved, that you're a better person now, and that you deserve a break, and that not that you're a hypocrite and a liar and a slanderer. Need I go on? But the same benefit of the doubt that you want me to give you is the same benefit of the doubt you should give me. But since you can't seem to do that, y'all better let him know about my investigative skills. Don't make me crawl into every little crevice of your life and put it on the screen in HD for all of our entertainment purposes. I don't pay you people any mind because I got my eyes focused on the prize. I got my eyes focused on we have made something happen in history, and you Negroes are not going to fuck it up for us. And I'm going to say this publicly again, because y'all know I don't give a flying fuck about what I say. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. Don't keep poking the bear, especially when you're not on the bear's mind. Okay? Now, this whole piece about us seizing this moment in history all boils down to one thing that I want to, first I want to ask y'all a couple questions. And I want to ask the people in the room, not everybody, just the people in the room. If you're not in the room, don't worry about it. And if you didn't get alerts, don't feel bad. It's not just you. I'm shadow banned. That means you don't get alerts from me. They don't want y'all to hear this. What you're hearing, you're probably having all kind of problems. Okay? But let me ask y'all a question. Y'all remember, here comes the comedy. Y'all remember when the Vice President of the United States of America, Dick Cheney, went on a hunting trip with his friends and shot him in the face? Y'all remember that shit? A lot of people was like, nah, that wasn't no accident, bro. He shot that dude. Cheney was a gangster. No, he was. You got to go back and study that whole. Bush was the dumb fall guy, but Cheney was really the president. He was the gangster. He ran Halliburton. Halliburton was a subcontracting company that when they blew up Iraq, he went in to rebuild it. Then we blew it up again and kept going back and forth. That's how they made money. Well, he took some friends of his on a hunt trip. And while they was out there, you know how they do it. They shooting duck, I don't know, quail, whatever the fuck. He ended up shooting dude in the face. I'm sorry. That shit was funny as hell when I heard it. I was like, shot him in the face. Come on, y'all. He shot him in the face. How do you accidentally shoot somebody in the face? I'll tell you how. The same way you accidentally drop your weapon before it's safety checked at a formation before we march somewhere. Accidents happen. But did y'all tear into him? Did he remain the vice president? Was he still the gangster that he was? Yes, he was. So y'all stop making a big example out of what we've now found out, since the investigation has been continuing. What we've now found out is here's what actually happened. The dude felt faint, the one that was going to pass out. He turned to his wife, who was there to support him, and he handed her the weapon. She dropped the weapon, and the weapon hit the concrete, and shrapnel went in the air. People got hit here on the shoulder, in the hand, and in the leg. I've talked to all of the victims. They're doing fine, and y'all need to calm the fuck down. But I do have one question for all the hardcore people talking about, I don't know about all of that. Why did nobody get arrested? 3 people got shot. Nobody got arrested. Come on now. I'm waiting. That's the part of the story that's missing. Ain't nobody got arrested. A bunch of black people with guns, and somebody got shot 3 times and nobody got arrested. Come on, y'all. If they was waiting for something to go wrong and some shit like that happened, not only would 3 of them be in jail, but I'd be in jail too. Y'all don't even think about it. And then, just to round out this portion of the petty department, I've been accused of being an agent. This is funny to me because this is like I'm in a movie or some shit, you know, like Total Recall. Oh, you can go here, you can go back as an agent. An agent? Yeah, what am I doing? You're going to try to save the black race, but don't worry, there'll be niggers hating on you. Okay, how does that work? Well, half of them will believe you because we're going to give you this book. What is this? This is the word of God. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Trust me, you'll know when you get there. But just look out because half them niggas will hate you. They'll try to tear you down. That's the challenge. So how do I know when I win? When you've defeated all the niggers and you're all free and you've got your own country. Got it. All right, let's go. And I'm here. And somebody said he's an agent. So I had to go look up what the hell they meant by that. So I'm going to go to the dictionary and I'm going to see what the word agent actually means. Can we go let us travel to the dictionary. The word agent, a person who acts on behalf of another person or group. So I'm supposed to be acting on behalf of another person or group. Y'all know I'm about to set y'all up. Y'all gonna be shouting in a minute. I'm supposed to be working on behalf of another person or group. Well, I got news for you. I am working on behalf of another person and a group. I'm working on behalf of the Most High, and I'm working on the group of the 12 tribes. If you didn't figure that out yet, then maybe you're not a part of the group that I'm working for. That's why you hate on it. That's why it terrifies you, because it don't apply to you. It's written in the book. It ain't all y'all. It's a select group. I'm representing for them. That's who I'm working for. If I'm an agent. And then, watch this. It goes on further to say, a person or a thing. A person, watch this, or a thing that takes an active role or produces a specific effect. Now, when you say that, you think of an individual. No. A university. They view themselves as agents of social change. That's a group of people that's trying to change something. So once again, I have to ask the question, am I an agent? Well, if I'm trying to affect social change along with the members of the NFAC, then I guess they're right. Because this reverse psychology is a bitch, ain't it? We are trying to change shit. And we do work on behalf of the Most High and all the melanated peoples. So my question to you becomes, when did it become a bad word to be an agent for change? Somebody tell me. I'm going to stop right there. I think I've said too much. I think I've held you too long. I think y'all ready for me to go home. And I think y'all ready to call it a night. I would love to stay a little longer, but I think that y'all have heard a little bit too much. And I don't want to bore you because a lot of y'all can't take too much of this steak and potatoes teaching. You want somebody to give you milk and cereal. I don't serve that here. As a matter of fact, I drink alkaline water all day. Big shout out to the people who kept me hydrated out there in Louisville. It was hot as hell. But like I said, I don't want to hold y'all no more. I would love to stay, but y'all look like y'all can't take no more. If y'all want me to teach a little more, then say teach, black man. If you want me to stick around a little longer, say teach, black man. And then I would think about seeing what else he has to say. Teach, black man. Otherwise, let me go ahead and grab my mask and get ready to get up out of here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Teach, black man. That's all we come here to do on Facts Over Feelings. Oh, wait a minute, what they saying? They saying, here we go, y'all. See, y'all ain't gonna let me lead tonight, huh? All right, we gonna hang out. Hold on, everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. I don't know where you came from, but I need you to be cool. I need you to be cool. Okay? All right, I'll stay. We'll do another 30 more minutes, and then I'll go for my break. I see y'all hungry for the word tonight, right here on Facts Over Feelings. If you've never tuned in before, this is where we discuss facts. This is where we don't play the games. We try to wake you up out of the matrix. And if you bring your feelings, you probably will get them hurt. So you will just be banned and blocked, and you won't have to put yourself through this ever again. This here is for the righteous. This is for the elect. This is for the children of the Most High. You can call him what you want, but just remember, you don't own him. He owns you. And my job sometimes is just to sit here and rightly divide the word so that you understand how it practically applies to your life. That's all we're doing, because it helps us understand what our mission is. You see, not only are we the students, but we are the army of the Most High. Now, y'all ain't heard me. We are not just the students. We are the army of the Most High. And some people don't like that. They don't like the fact that and it's written that it would grow. It is written. And let me tell you something to all you Sadducees out there who actually got the audacity to act like we needed your blessing to go do this. Last time I checked, you're not my creator and owner. You're just a very learned person down here. Last time I checked, you're not one of the watchers. You're not one of the Kodesh Madakim. You don't have an allegiance to the archangels. You don't have direct access to the great one inside the seventh heaven. You can't intercede on my behalf. Yeshua didn't leave your name in my mouth or in my spirit or engraved in my heart. So how dare you try to tell me or any of the other brothers and sisters that is walking through this place because their soul is to be developed? Who are you to come in and tell us and set boundaries to a soul that you can't create, neither can you destroy? I keep telling you, I didn't come to abolish you. I came to illuminate you. Now, y'all go ahead and get back comfortable because we're going back in again. We need to go in one more time. That people say they want to go in one more time. So we're going to go in just one more time. I want to talk real quick, if y'all don't mind. When we was talking about the watches and so forth, a lot of people don't understand that if you got your first book of Enoch with Yahweh's name restored, you know, somewhere around chapter 15, it talks about what he said. It says, and tell the watchers of heaven on whose behalf you've been sent to intercede. It is meet for you that you intercede on behalf of man and not man on your behalf. Why would he say that? Why would he say something like that? Because he said it's going to get so bad that a lot of y'all going to have to intercede for the people that's supposed to be watching over you. Why would that? Why is that? Here's why. You see, whenever we teach, and I'm going back, I'm going to lose some of y'all who don't keep up with us. Y'all don't keep up. But whenever we talk about the fallen angels and then the Nephilim and the offspring and then the destruction, you have to remember the soul cannot be destroyed. Only your physical can be destroyed. So what happened to all of the fallen angels and all of the Nephilim that died? What happened to their souls? Their souls, and if you know anything, if you're in the book of First Enoch with Yahweh's name restored, somewhere around chapter 15:8, it says, but now the giants that were born of the spirits of the flesh, they shall now be called evil spirits upon the earth, because their dwelling shall be upon the earth and inside the earth, meaning they could never leave. Remember, he said, you will never leave this place. You're going to stay there forever because you can't die. So I'm not letting you never will ascend here again. You're going to stay down there for what you did. So guess what? That's where they at. So anytime we start hearing about evil spirits and evil spirits that come out the bodies, because that day they were created from the Kodesh ones that became the watchers, their first origin is a spiritual foundation. They will become evil upon the earth and shall be called evil spirits, unquote. That's what they don't teach you in the slave master's church. So when you see somebody who's acting a certain way around you and you can't really figure out what's on this person's mind, just remember maybe it's not something on their mind, but what's in their mind. What has taken up residence in that person. Y'all don't want to believe none of this stuff because you don't want your life to be uncomfortable. You don't want to have to think about the fact that what is written is that the spirits and the demons are those of those things that could never leave this place, and they love to catch a ride on people. So when I see people doing some of the stuff that I see doing, digging into me and digging into the NFAC and just acting like that we all doing everything wrong when they haven't done a damn thing. Still sitting on their fat ass talking shit and ain't done a damn thing. I'm talking about, okay, you want to disrespect us, you want to talk shit, then we'll sit down and watch you go into a major city and do what we did. We'll sit back and wait. But until that day, you need to close your goddamn mouth and get your legs to stepping. Otherwise of that, we don't want to hear that. You sound like babies to us. He said that there would be these type of people. He said these things would happen. I'm amazed that I'm seeing it happen in my lifetime. I never, ever thought about it because I now understand. I keep trying to figure out where else have I heard this damn story before. Somebody shows up, starts telling y'all the truth, and it speaks to your soul. And everybody's like, okay, I like what this dude's saying. But everybody else is like, no. And eventually the people, because they realized they weren't as learned, they banded together. And they went after the person. because they had to kill the message. And y'all sitting back and looking at these people talking about, I can't believe he did that. But you ain't did nothing about it. Wow. It says right there in chapter 16, you were once in heaven, but not all the mysteries of heaven are open to you. And you only know the rejected mysteries. I just taught a word right there. He said, you just know the rejected mysteries. That means as learning as you think you are, I know all the mysteries. Yeah, but them motherfuckers was rejected, cousin. Those ones you have broadcast to the women in the hardness of your heart. And by those mysteries, the women and men multiply evil deeds upon the earth. Tell them, therefore, you shall have no shalom. Y'all still ain't figured out what's going on right now. It's happening right in front of your face. Go ahead and jump up to chapter 99. Travel with me in the book of Enoch, where it says, woe unto you who cause wickedness. Woe who boast and honor false words. You are lost and you have no life, and nothing of yours will turn into good things. Woe unto you who alter the word of truth and pervert the eternal law. I'm not reading this. I'm telling you what he said. He said they reckon themselves not guilty of sin. They don't think they're doing nothing wrong. Not a goddamn thing wrong. Y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to show you what's happening all around you. Why do you do these things? Why can't you help yourself? A lot of it you were taught generations ago, and it's just become part of your behavioral programming. Who taught you these things? Well, people act like they don't exist, but if I tell you what they taught you, all of a sudden you begin to realize, damn, that's where that came from. But this is written in books 4, 5, 6, 7, 10,000 years ago. Talking about a time when you had these individuals like Yaquan. He's the one who misled all the children of the angels. He's supposed to have brought them down upon the earth and perverted them by the daughters of the people. He was the pimp. The second was Asbiel. He's the one who gave the children of the Kodesh angels an evil counsel and misled them so that they could defile their bodies by the daughters of the people. He was the pedophile. He was the one that was selling the kids to them. The third was Gadarel. That's the one who showed the children, all the blows of death. He's the one that taught us how to fight, how to kill each other. He's the one who showed the children of the people how to make the instruments of death, such as the shield, the breastplate, the swords for warfare, and all the other instruments of death. He's the one that showed us that. They taught us stuff we wasn't supposed to know. It's not your fault that you jacked up like that. It's probably not your fault that they inhabit you the way they do. What's your fault is you're not strong enough to build a connection with the Most High so that they can't inhabit you. That's all your job is to keep the house clean, sanctified, so nobody can move in. It says, for indeed, I'm somewhere around 69 verse 11. It says, for indeed human beings were not created but to be like Malachim, permanently to maintain pure and righteous lives. Death, which destroys everything, would not have touched them had it not been through their knowledge by which they shall perish. Death is now eating us by means of its own power. Don't y'all realize what they did? So everything that I'm seeing around me, the behaviors that I'm seeing, the negativity that I'm seeing, all of these things, and then y'all who are out here practicing all these little witchcraft habits and whatnot, and don't even realize that you're taking away our own power. It says in verse 99:7, it says, and those who worship stones. You out here with the crystal thing going, oh, I'm burning some roots and shit. And those who carve images of gold and of silver and of wood and of clay, and those who worship evil spirits and demons and all kinds of idols, not according to knowledge, they shall get no manner of help from me. That's in the book. They don't teach you that in the slave master church before they do collections, do they? But let me leave you on a positive note. If you drop there, I know I got my readers in here. Y'all get your highlighter, go down to 99:10. It says, in those days, blessed are they who accept the words of wisdom and understand them, to follow the path of Yahweh, the Most High. They shall walk in the path of his righteousness and shall not become wicked with the wicked, and they shall be spared. Now, the next time somebody tells you that I'm an agent, you make sure you tell them who I'm an agent for. And the next time they tell you that I'm a provocateur or whatever, you tell them who I'm provocateuring for. Because last time I checked, I thought the goal was to get everybody free. I thought the goal was to get us all unified. I thought that's what the goal was. I didn't know there was individual goals. And who the hell is you to decide who is and who isn't? Don't you know that every person that's been ever used in any biblical story was somebody who was jacked up? I'm jacked up. You jacked up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody on here got something in their closet that they don't want to let out. Some of us got whole buildings of shit, but that doesn't mean well, I kept telling y'all this. You ain't on your second chance. You on your 3,433rd chance. Don't come in here acting like your stuff don't stink. Because we can get into everybody's background. And some of y'all shit you don't want coming out. Can I talk in here? Bruh. Now, I'm not going to dwell on this too much longer. Because I know y'all got better things to do. Y'all asked me to stay. Don't know why you got offended. You asked me to stay. I was on my way out the door. You clicked on my picture. Don't come up in here. Let me ask you something. Why are y'all here if you don't want to be here? Why are you here if you don't agree with anything at all? Why do you even waste the time? Because that means really you're an undercover fan. You see, your haters become your elevators. That's what happened. When someone is hating on you, they really love you. When someone cannot get you off their mind, they're having an affair with you. When someone can't stop talking about you, their lips get moist and they just all into you. They're in love with you. They just don't know how to tell you because ain't nobody ever told them that they love them. So they don't know how to reciprocate it. But really, I look at all of my haters as my elevators. NFFC, we got a lot of fans out there, but they don't know how to express themselves. They should just come on and kiss us and just be all right. But no, they sitting over there. I hate them so much. But they don't really hate them. You in love with them. And for some of y'all, that's a red flag because why are you a grown ass man spending all your time obsessed with another man? Don't you got a wife? Don't you got a kid? What the DL is going on over there? Mwah. What do you think this is? Do you see me wasting my time talking about any man other than the Most High, trying to tell my sisters how to be sisters and brothers how to be brothers and little kids how to be little kids, trying to unify the damn community, and you over here wasting your time on another man? What in the moistness is going on up in here? So then I had to go and I had to talk to the Most High and find out, well, what do you say about all of this? What am I missing? Help me out. And he said, well, first of all, if you go to the ancient books, the gold book, the book of morals and precepts, the ancient Egyptian texts, the gold plate, somewhere around chapter 44, there's a whole section on slander. So let me dig into it real quick because you can't get this at your local library. It says the malicious word of the slanderer is like a barbed and poisoned dart and swifter to destroy than the whirlwind. Their tongue does all the damage. The slanderer casts down the good works of men with the tempest of his vile breath. His spite undermines the peace of households and his tongue builds temples of deceit. Man, who wrote this? Who wrote this? His tongue builds temples of deceit. He ain't just building a house. My man, the lies are so massive. You got to worship like that. That's a lie right there. Like taking my videos and editing them to try to make it seem like I said something that I didn't, or playing a video of me and adding some shit to it. Let me tell y'all something. I saw a video the other day where they actually took a clip of me saying something, and underneath it, they expanded my statement. My statement was, if we came back here in 4 years, well, I wouldn't want to be them. And then it wrote under it, to unite all white people together. I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? They love me. And they don't know how to deal with it. So they slander me. It says the mouth of a slanderer is like a cesspool from which nothing comes forth but bad smells. The tongues of the scalawanger is like a maggot. Ooh, that's just nasty. It spreads rottenness where once all was wholesome. It hatches the filth upon which it feeds. Filth begets filth, and while bewailing its existence, the slanderer and the scalawanger fill their bellies with it. Just nasty. A stomach full of maggots. Who wrote this? The utterances which pour from the mouth of the slanderer are hornets. Do you not understand what they're saying? This is that lyrical acid that I told y'all about. It says, cast out the slanderer from amongst you. His thoughts hunt in the midst of dark places. And what he brings forth are the ingredients of a mischief and woe. He's a troublemaker. His words are barbed and his tongue is poisoned. Damn. Never permit the slanderer to greet you as a friend. Lest you lose the regard of your neighbors. Avoid his son, for a rotten tree does not bear sound fruit. Boy, it's hard for me to go through this chapter right here. It's burning both ways. Did y'all hear what he just said? That hurt. He's telling you, don't be friends with him. Don't make up with him. Somebody slanders you. I don't want to see you, buddy. I have an old saying that anybody who's really close to me knows that this is no lie. I practice what I preach. And I'm going to say it, and I know it's going to sound vulgar, but you'll get it when I say it because there's no other way to express this. But here it comes. I don't fuck with people who fuck with people that I don't fuck with. Say it back to yourself and it'll make sense to you. It's the best way to keep people and slanderers out of your life. But it says don't be their friends. And it says don't mess with their family members either. Because if your daddy was a slanderer, you are one too. How about that? It also says that be warned by the brotherhood of the wagging tongue. Take care to guard yours at all times. For an unguarded tongue runs to loose talk. You talk too much. Why are you telling them everything? Let me help y'all out because a lot of y'all don't have this down pat yet. If I ever tell you anything on here, it's unclassified. I don't give away secrets to nobody. If I told you, how many of y'all peeped out when we put out the address for the Black Guns March formation down in Louisville? Remember it was supposed to be at the school? Remember, you can't believe he put it out. And then come to find out that was a lie that we gave out on purpose. It was a decoy so that nobody could plan anything against us. We're not stupid. And that was unclassified. It even made it to the news. They showed the school and shit. One of the reasons that none of the motherfucking 3%ers or whoever the fuck they was couldn't find us, because they didn't know where we was, y'all. We didn't tell nobody where we was at until about 2-3 hours. You can ask anybody. They got the text about what, 1 in the morning? 1 in the morning, they either be at such and such and such. That's all they knew. Didn't nobody know nothing. Because I had already set it up. Y'all stop thinking we stupid. But y'all stop telling all y'all business too. That's what this really means in plain English. And by the way, if you wasn't there, stop talking. If you wasn't there, it's embarrassing now. You're embarrassing yourself and people looking at you sideways. Righteous people looking at you like, for real, you wasn't even there. So stop talking about something that you didn't have the courage or the bravery to do. I'm like, no. You want to get somewhere bad enough, you find a way to get there. I'm going to stand up for my people for 2 seconds if y'all don't mind on Facts Over Feelings. I know people that came out there that broke with their families. I mean, literally, like, that was it. If you do this, if I do this, what, Mom? If you do this, you're not one of us anymore. You mean people who want to stand up for my own race? You telling me, so if that's what I'm doing, what the fuck are you? I know people who did that. You understand what I'm saying? People came from 15, drove 16, 18 hours to get there. On deck, people getting on planes with weapons, got everybody on the plane, shook like a mother. You understand what I'm saying? If you wasn't there, shut the fuck up, please. Now, let's get back to this slander business. Because apparently y'all think that's cool. No, it's actually illegal. But some of us know that you're not even worth the energy. This is the end of the first half of Facts Over Feelings. I will be back because I can't believe how this shit is really happening. I'll see y'all when we get back.